Hey guys, it's me, my face, and a big old pile of Stitchy love. Today's happy dance is brought to us by coffee, because I'll explain later. If you're new here, my name is Andrea, and this is a channel about cross-stitching and mental health, cats, alcohol, coffee, and anything else I come up with. The anything else I come up with I usually throw at the end. If you're a returning visitor, welcome back. This was actually a pretty good stitching week. I made actual progress that you can see. So let's look at it. The first thing that I worked on, or the last thing that I worked on, is the Roladex Mounring sampler. This is by Bendy Stitchy Designs. And I did a lot. I filled in the entire bottom here, did the little tombstone, started filling in the ground around it. The color I'm using here, I'm not using a lot of the called fors, is, I know it's camo. I'm not entirely sure if it's Classic Colorworks. I think it's Classic Colorworks. Whatever it is, I'll put it, you know where to look for the things. This is where I do the things. I got into this last night hard. Like, I didn't want to put it down until my eyes were closing and I couldn't stitch anymore. That's how into it I was last night. I just love how the solid stitching, the dense stitching down here is really, I think you can even see it better here than I usually do close up. Just all that variegation behind the gate, it just looks so good. It looks so natural. It makes me happy. The next thing I worked on is my Prairie schooler. This is Knock Knock. And I did that house, or most of that house, some of that house. And I got in some of the back stitching too. So this continues to, this I feel like I'm stitching, when I stitch on it, I'm stitching faster than I stitched the other ones. I don't know if it's just, maybe this, like, the border is a little more intuitive. It's a little more, I don't know what it is. I'm stitching on it faster, which is good because I need some finishes. I need some finishes. Is what I need. Mostly because I want a bunch of new starts. But I shouldn't start a bunch of new things until I finish some of this because I will lose my mind. Some would argue it's too late. The last bit of stitching I did this week is Bringing Home the Tree. This is from Holt. And this is actually going to be a Christmas gift. But you know, I gotta tell you, it's growing on me. I kind of like I like the retroness of it. You know, I'm not a big fan of reds and pinks and aquas, but these look good. I might have a difficult time giving this up. I'm going to do it because I've been stitching on this for way too long. Not to give it as a gift. But I would like to be able to be done with this before December or by December, so that I can give it, I'd like to give it early so that it can be hung up for this Christmas. I think I could do it if I actually just sit down and stitch on it. I honestly can't tell you what kind of stitching I like, because I can say, okay, there's way too much solid stitching here and that's getting annoying. But then when it's not solid stitching, like these snowflakes, I'm like, no, this is annoying. I want to carry all my threads. I've actually done pretty well. I got a lot of stray threads on the back that I haven't tucked in yet, but from the back, I mean, that's looking pretty good. Almost as if I know what I'm doing. Almost as if I'm making it gift worthy. So that's all the stitching I did this week. Not a lot of projects, but a fair amount of progress. I got a big old pile of Stitchy kindness from my Stitchy godmother, Laura, this past week. I do not, this is not going to turn into a channel where I sit here for half an hour and show off things that people send me, because I don't want that. Laura's a very special person. She can do what she wants. I don't argue with her because there's just no use in it. So she's extremely generous. But my first Halloween card of the year. How cute is that? How cute is that? I need to find a good home for that. Now, let me preface this by saying, she said, I'm done with 40 count. I'm going to send you a bunch of fabric. And like I said, there's no arguing with her when that happens. A suspiciously large package showed up at my house, and naturally it had fabric and a whole bunch of charts. So let's go through them. First is actually not cross stitch. It is felted wool, I believe. I got in there, but I didn't, I think it is felted wool. Look at the little bags. How cute are these little bags? How cute would these be, like if you're giving somebody a gift card for Christmas and you put it in one of these? How cute would that be? So cute. And you've got this little guy, haunted house. Who's this from? This is from Bent Creek. I don't think I've ever done a Bent Creek. I think I need to do a Bent Creek. This is one of the ones that I want to start. You know, one of the 60 that I want to start. Sorry, there's a cat coming through again, and she's decided that that's not where I need to put things. You know, I hate to say, like, look how little it is. It'll stitch up really, really fast. Because, you know, with me, that's not how that happens. But it's 48 by 49. I think even I should be able to do that in a weekend. We'll see. Dante, can I help you? No, just go on by. There we go. Okay. This she actually sent because we recently found out that my nephew and his girlfriend are expecting, and the past couple of weekends we found out that it's going to be a boy. So I was getting started on some baby cross stitch, and so she sent this, which is Read Me a Story. And how sweet is that? So sweet. This is from Abby Rose Designs, which is another designer that I have never done anything from, I don't think. I don't know if I might change up the colors, or I might give this to my sister if she wants to stitch something for like the baby's room and might be interested in that. Either way, that's going to get done. This I am way excited about. This is from Landmark Tapestries and Charts. Never heard of them. But this is the Garnet Celtic Cross. I can speak. That is my jam. That is my gig. That is going to look so good. And it's only 91 by 91. It's weeny. It's not weeny, but it's weeny. Ooh, it's got Kreinik. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy that. This next one is from Draco Lair Creations. This is Ouroboros. And it actually took me a second to realize like what it was, that it was a dragon, because that shading, that's so different from anything I've done. I don't know if I want to do it in the purples or change it out and do it in like black and grays or something. I don't know, but it's a want to do. This, I know I have seen this kind of project out there before, but I've never held it in my hand. This is in French, so forgive me if you actually know how any of this should be pronounced. I'm doing my best from high school French, which was a minute ago. This is Les Broderies d'Artemis, La Pyramide de Roses Rouges. It's a pyramid of red roses, but it's like a little stitching box that has, like the 4 sides that come up in the middle and make a pyramid. And this thing is extensive. This might push my skills. Scrambled eggs push my skills. So we'll see how I do on that. If you've been watching me for a while, you will know that Laura sent me my first Whispered on the Wind, or Whispered by the Wind, which was Wizard's Gate. She's now sent me 2 more, which I can't not do because I have them. This is Gatekeepers, which I love. I love gates. I'm finding that... I'm not finding it because I think I always knew I loved gates, but in cross-stitch, I love gates. And this is in the gloaming, which I think just needs to happen because the word gloaming is something, that's a word you don't hear every day, and you should. In the gloaming. Fun fact, I think 2 years ago, I got some custom frames for my Wizard's Gate. Still in the box. Still in the side room. Never opened. I gotta do that. This is from Autumn Lane. This is Lost Soul Cemetery, which is just super cute. And it looks like it would be fun to stitch. There's nothing difficult about it. But there's a lot of little pieces to kind of think of as little finishes. To say, well, I'm just going to do that headstone tonight. I'm just going to do that ghosty. I'm just going to do that. And then eventually, it's all done. That's how you get things done, Andrea. That's not news. This is truly the pièce de résistance that I can pronounce. It's a P. Buckley moss, which I would not have known was a thing if it wasn't for Bendy, Stitchy, Michelle. This is called Cinders. Look at that kitty. Look at it. How cute is this? I love how the pattern kind of escapes the frame. And I just kind of love how scraggly he is. And he's just out there doing his business. And it looks like a snow scene to me. So it's not even like a Halloween pattern. It's a beautiful black cat pattern, which is kind of unusual. So yeah, I'm into this. I just need to figure out how I want to do it. So those were all the extra patterns that she threw in to this, I'm going to send you some 40 count thing. There is some 40 count in there. Some of it's 40 count. Some of it's just, I think, stuff that she thought I would like. And so I have it now. I keep meaning to ask her if some of this she had dyed herself. Laura, did you dye some of this yourself? This is 28 count even weave. I think it says 20 by 18. But look at that color. I mean, look at that color. I mean, it's a little darker than what you're seeing. What's the rule? It's like close up will show you the detail, but further away will show you the color. There's something, I don't know. But this is hot. That's what this is. And then similarly, we have a 28 count even weave Lugana. Look at that. Could you see something Christmassy on that? Yes, I could. Again, it's kind of darker. But that's what I'm wondering, like the tag on here says that it's white Lugana. So I'm thinking it's hand dyed, but I don't know by whom. Is it whom or who? Why do we even care anymore? Do we even need both those words? Let's streamline people. So yeah, I can't wait to do something. It's 28 count, so you know it's going to be 1/1. That's going to be so wee. So wee. This is 18 count smog. I honestly don't know whose smog it is. It just says smog. But that is a great gray. And it's 18 count Ada, which has been my jam lately. 18, 20 count Ada, I'm really getting into. I think I'm kind of not over linen and even weaves and things, but just Ada makes me think so much less. And in a time where my thinking is not always where it should be, it might be making my life a little easier. So that is a great color for anything. This is 18 count Swamp Thing. Again, I don't know if the particular dyer, but oh my goodness, this is such a thing. Can I also tell you that when she put this in the mail, she sent me an email and said, be careful, there are pins in the fabric. Be careful, there are pins in the fabric. She's so cute. Thanks, Mom. I haven't stabbed myself yet, so that's good. But this is a great kind of thing. Laura, if you're watching, please, tell me who these are. Did you dye these? Did somebody else dye these? Is it Picture This Plus? I don't know. I'm not an aficionado of, is another word I can say, of fabrics, so I'm not sure who that came from, but it's amazing. I'm sorry, did you think I was done or something? No, I'm not done. This is, she actually put some scraps and then this bigger piece, 16 by 18, 40 count, what she refers to as mystery camo. Look at that. Look at the variation in colors on that. Oh, there it is. There it is right there. Look at that. That is going to be great on a Halloween something. It's going to be great on an anything something. I don't know who I'm kidding. I can't wait. This is why I want to start everything, is because I have all this fabric that I want to play with. Want to play with it and the rest of the little scraps. And then, you know, the big chunk that was in here is 40 count mellow. Is it mellow or is it mallow? I'm not entirely sure, but I have like 2 big chunks of it. And I have used this before, and I really like it because I know, like I just said, you know, getting away from linens and things like that. But I found this really easy to stitch on. And it's a very snug weave. So 1 over looks really good, like 1 over 2. You don't get a lot of that holes and slippage and things like that. So these are really great pieces of fabric. And they're 40 count. And you know, I do love me with some 40 count. They're also a good base if I want to try doing a little coffee tea dye on them or a little Rit. They're a nice base. So that was my stitchy kindness from Laura. If you want to go and show her some love, she's on Instagram as Zemula. And you should be following her because she does some amazing projects. She does such a wide range of projects, from fantasy, you know, video game characters to Quakers and long dog samplers. And she's done some recent things for new babies in her life, and they are adorable. You need to go check that out. please go visit her and follow her and show her all the loves. Let's take a coffee break, shall we? Honestly, I've done this before. I wanted to apologize. Last week I noticed that I think I was drinking tea or something, and I had meant to lower the volume for the actual swallowing, and I didn't because... so hopefully this week I maybe remember to do it, because I know people are grossed out by the drinking sounds. I don't know if I am. I don't know. Either way, I did manage to pull myself a little bit up out of my ditch this week, and I've gotten a little more into my Halloween spirit. We put out some skeletons yesterday. Some of them are in temporary places because I don't always like to have them hanging over the front fence so early, because I think it is just a invitation for punks to come and mess with them. And I don't want to come up some morning and find one without a head. But, you know, I got some up on the porches, and we've got one guy that fell apart last year. He broke in half. So half of him is sticking up out of a tree, and half of him is hanging off the end of, or the edge of the top porch. So a lot of fun putting that together. And actually, Mark's gone out today, and if he can find another skeleton or two at CVS, because they have really good skeletons for a fairly decent price, for $50, something that's going to last you several seasons, I think is a good deal. He's going to pick up one or two more, because I feel like this year I'm looking for some simplicity. So it's going to be outside, pretty much all skeletons and lighting. Because I'm telling you, the lighting is what makes all the difference. You go and get a couple of those swirly lights. You get them at Walmart for pretty cheap. It like makes a whole different... It just really does put up a vibe that you don't need to decorate with just anything else. Maybe a couple of pumpkins. You want to do jack-o'-lanterns, things like that. It's really effective. We have a bunch of those lights, and what I actually do is put them in different rooms running on Halloween night. So pretty much any set of windows you look at has a different color of swirly light. That's pretty cool. You can look through some of my older videos. I'm not entirely sure if I have a playlist for Halloween stuff. If I don't, maybe I'll just make one. But you can see what I mean about the lighting is, you know, year after year, I think I've gotten less with the props and more with the lighting. So hopefully this year will be fun. Still haven't figured out what I'm going to do about trick-or-treaters. They have not said that there is not going to be trick-or-treating, but I know that they're not encouraging it, which makes sense. Part of me wants to put together some non-candy gift bags and just, you know, give out anything I give out, a parent could wipe down with a Clorox wipe and the kid could use. Can't really do that with candy. But I really want to give out candy because candy. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. I've got 2 weeks. Just. I think 3 or 4 videos ago, I mentioned that I joined Noom. I've canceled that. I didn't find it helpful. Maybe I wasn't using it right, but like I'm kind of used to Weight Watchers, where I get a list of foods that, you know, I can eat or should eat. Noom was very much, I think it relied on me a little too much. And we know that that's never a good thing. You know, it didn't seem to give me a list of good foods. Like, you know, just eat all of these and you have like 0 points kind of thing. It put things in calorie density, which totally makes sense, but it just relied on me too much, and I can't rely on me. So I canceled that, and I have actually started just intermittent fasting. which I have to say, strangely enough, seems to be working for me. I'm on a 16-hour, 8-hour shift. So I go 16 hours I drink water and coffee and tea. And then 8 hours I can eat. And there's no real guidelines. There's nothing you can or can't eat. I mean, obviously you have to eat reasonably. You can't eat an entire pizza. But I, like in the past 2 weeks, I've ordered a medium pizza and eaten it over 2 or 3 days. I'm eating pizza. I'm a happy girl. One night I had ice cream. It wasn't a ton of ice cream, but it was ice cream. And it wasn't like it was not on my diet. It was just within the 8 hours I could be eating. So I've set it so that, I started it at starting to eat at 1 in the afternoon and being able to eat until 9 at night, because that's kind of when I enjoy eating the most. So that seemed to make sense. It also meant that I was sleeping through a large chunk of the 16 hours. Sometimes stuff works up there. Oddly enough, it really has not been difficult. In fact, there were several days that I fasted over the 16 hours. So now my timing is all off. So I don't eat today until 3, which it might already be 3 at this point. But I can eat until midnight. So I have to kind of reset and start my fast tonight at 9 so that the 16 hours works out again. But I have to admit, I haven't been ravenous. I haven't been miserable during the time that I couldn't eat or shouldn't eat. There's nobody standing here stopping me. I think I found that as long as I can have coffee and tea, I'm a pretty happy girl. Especially when I know that there's an actual time. There's a timer that's going to go off and say, okay, eat something. Eat something good. Have a sandwich. Are those carbs? Go ahead and eat them, because you have 8 hours and then you're going to stop again. So it has been working fairly well. I've been doing it just about a week. And I'm assuming most of what I've lost is water weight, but it's I've lost 4 pounds, which is a lot for a week. It's got to be water weight, and I'm sure that's going to fluctuate. But it's been positive. I've felt good, and I think it has offset a bit of the depression, because it kind of gives me a win. Each time I look at the my phone, my little app, and it says, you're 15 hours into your fast. I'm like, oh, I can wait an hour. I'll have a cup of coffee. I'll feel better. It makes me feel a little more in control than I often feel about anything in my life. So it's been positive so far. Do recommend, as long as you don't have any other, I am not a doctor. I'm not even, my fasting tracker just popped up. Tracker just popped up to say that I can start to eat. I'm thinking a sandwich. So yeah, we'll track my progress. So as of today, down 4 pounds. We'll see what it is next week. We'll see what happens the next time something stresses me out. That's what we'll see. I think that's everything I have for you this week. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your likes and even your dislikes. And thank you so much for your comments. I really do read every single one of them, and I appreciate them. Thanks, guys. Be safe.